First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And today's lesson is going to be the Jews in Babylon. This is the book of Daniel 1 verse 1. And I'm going to read until verse 21. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand with part of the vessels of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God. And he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. Us Israelites, the Jews, brought the Most High, Yahweh, our power, to anger and wrath by not following the law, statutes, and commandments. And us Israelites, the Jews, being rebellious and stiff-necked to the Most High Yahweh gave us Israelites, the Jews, into the hands of our enemies. In this case, the Most High gave the Jews into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princess, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning, and knowledge, and understanding, science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, in whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names, for he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego. But Daniel proposed in his heart, and your heart means your mind. But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs, that he might not defile himself, because the king's meats consisted of unclean meats, probably like pork, clams, oysters, and other unclean meats. And the Most High Yahweh commanded us Israelites to not eat any unclean meats. And Daniel didn't drink of the king's wine because Daniel wanted a clear mind. Daniel only wanted to serve and obey Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Now the Most High had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who had appointed your meat and your drink, for why should he see your faces worse likened than the children which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. The prince of the eunuchs is saying, if you don't eat the king's meats and drink the king's wine, the king might kill me. Then said Daniel to Mezar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give posts to eat and water to drink. Daniel is saying, instead of giving me, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah the king's meat, let us eat posts. And posts is vegetables, beans, and seeds. And let us drink water. Then let our countenance be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented to them in this matter, and proved them 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. So Daniel, Hananiah, Mishak, and Azariah, by eating vegetables, beans, and seeds, and drinking water, they appeared to be fairer, bigger, stronger than the children that ate of the king's meat and drank the king's wine. Thus Mezar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them posts. Mezar approved of it, and took away the king's meat and king's wine, and let Daniel, Mishak, Azariah, and Hananiah eat the posts, which are vegetables, beans, and seeds, and drink water. As for these 4 children, the Most High gave them knowledge and skill in all learning and wisdom. And Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. Now at the end of the days that the king had said he should bring them in, then the prince of the eunuchs brought them in before Nebuchadnezzar, and the king communed with them, and among them all was found none like Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Therefore stood they before the king, and in all matters of wisdom and understanding that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. And Daniel continued even unto the first year of King Cyrus. The Jews in Babylon. Shalom.